I'm going to start sharing, and then away we go. And okay, great. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's Thursday, May 27th. And I don't know if anyone's had a chance to play with the big thing from last week was the webinars functionality within Teams, where people can now sign up for stuff. So I haven't played around with it a lot, but I know even now as I'm creating new events, you can see a link up there saying, you know, do you want to add a sign up sheet or a registration page to it? So that'll be kind of fun. Earlier this week, I did a workshop on communications using SharePoint, Teams, lists, and a whole bunch of stuff. So I did suck that down. So there's the link to the URL, which is up in our conference, my conference recording section. So it's this new one here, 2021 Microsoft Teams communication strategy. When you open up the folder, there is the recording, there is the slides, and there is a document they had on SharePoint. So SharePoint sites, and we will be doing more and more with SharePoint sites over the next 6 months. But if you just want to get a start on and take a look and see what's there, you can by all means take a look what's available to you. Couple of cool functions have come out. One is it's called Immersive Reader in Word and PowerPoint. So Immersive Reader, we saw that when we were doing chats. So when I had a live chat going on, if someone posted something, I'm just going to pull it up here real quick, see if I can get something in my group chat, user 30. It was what allowed me to go in and find like something in French, and I could translate it and do that. So Immersive Reader was part of the chat functionality. They've actually added it now to Microsoft Word. At the moment, it's only available in the web. But it is coming to the other desktop apps. But if you take the document, I couldn't find it in the menu anywhere, but if I just typed in Immersive Reader, it shows up here. And what will give you is actually a screen reader. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or not.
Come and knock on our door. Nope. We've been waiting for you. That this group would somehow form a family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch.
So I actually, when I'm doing my writing and stuff, sometimes I will step back from it because I get too close to it, and I actually will listen to reading of the same document. So it just allows me to focus on the document, but at the same time hear it. And for me, that's really helpful in my creative process. So I kind of like to have that the ability there. You can change the volume, or sorry, you can change the speed, you can change the voice and stuff like that. But it's just pretty much a nice, simple way of taking a look at stuff in Word as well as PowerPoint that you're viewing. I got a couple a function on Word I wanted to show you guys. I used to use this all the time when I was pretty much living in Wordland, but I'm going to go into Microsoft Word. Sometimes I'll be working on something here, and then I'll go down to like 10 pages, and I'll look at this, and I'm trying to reference what is the back here, and you do a lot of this shuffling back and forth. Well, instead of doing that, we can actually, if we open the desktop app, there's a couple of cool functions that allow us, are available to us. So here's a Word document in the desktop app, and I'm going to go under View, and I can open up a new window. What that's going to do is exactly what it says. It opens up a second window to the same document. So there's the word form here, there's the word form here, and when I, whoops, I'll do it so you can see it. And when I bold this, whoops, you can see it shows up there. So it allows me to scroll down and go to the 3rd page or 10th page or whatever, still reference what's going on up at this page, and then I can go in and continue typing or making my changes, whatever I need to do. That's one way you can do it. I actually like this one called Split, and it does exactly what it says. It keeps it all in one window, but it puts a split here. And then the top part is the one part I'm functioning on, got tired of packing. And then I can scroll down to the bottom, do whatever work I want, and still reference up here. I can copy and paste and all the rest of it. It's still the same document. It's just allowing me to have a second window. I used to use this a lot when I was doing a lot more writing and stuff. This is one of my favorite features of Word, is that split function, especially in those long documents when you're copying and pasting and trying to get stuff to work out. So I kind of thought, oh, I should share that because it's been a while since I've looked at that. Microsoft Teams, some automations in some of the lists. We've kind of talked about it briefly in the past, but I want to just go up and I'm going to take this item here. So we've got the 3 dots here for when we're looking at a message, and there's that immersive reader. Ooh, translate, that's different. That used to be under immersive, I thought. But there's one called More Actions. And when I've got the more actions here, it's going to have, depending on how you got it set up, it might have like I have WebEx is involved in this one. Create a poll is I think is fairly new. It's like a couple months old. But there's one here. It's called follow up on a message. And this actually is what happens. Flow will give me a reminder after 2 days, 10 days, or whatever. I can actually, if you don't have it there, all you have to do is go where it says see more. Try that again. Come on. That's not what I wanted. It wasn't see more. Let me try this one. Is it my mouse? More actions, see more. Well, me and my mice are fighting again. Let me see if I can do it from here. Ooh. More actions. Oh, right here. Okay, create new action. Okay, it's not available on the browser. It's available on the desktop. So when I go to create new action, it's going to show me some automations that I can install to use with my chats and stuff. Some of these are only available in a team, and I'll talk about that in a second. So follow up on a message. That's the one I've shown that off before, where I can select, hey, here's a chat message. I want to be reminded, 10 minutes from now, 20, 30, 3 hours tomorrow are the default setup. So you can do that. Create a task from a message, takes whatever that message you've got and puts it in as a task in Planner. So this is only going to work within a team. Save a message to OneDrive. So to OneNote. So OneNote's like a big clipboard, and it's kind of like a mini version of Microsoft Word, but you can just copy and paste stuff in there all the time. And we've talked about using OneNote in the past to collect information on the websites as we're browsing and stuff. But I can also do that for messages. So I can just quickly click on that and install that as a link. And then that message now gets saved to OneNote. And the last one is schedule a meeting with a message sender. Personally, I don't like this one, and I'll show you why in a second. But in addition to that, you can click on here. It says show all the team workflow templates, and that'll take you to Power Automate. And it's just going to filter out everything and show you here's all the different automations you can use within the chat. The reason I don't like the lookup, or sorry, the created appointment, is what it does is it creates an appointment, but there's no opportunity for you to do a busy search or to use the schedule assistant. So for me, I'd rather go into this message here, or if I pull up the person's chat, go to their chat, install a message here, and that's where I'm going to actually get the opportunity to use the scheduling assistant. So I prefer that one, but I mean, hey, there's other pieces in there as well. So that is, and as you install those, then they become available here under the more actions, and you'll see them showing up there. This is something we learned this week, which is really cool. It's a new functionality for Teams. If I take a document, come on, give me my chat back. I'll go back here. If I paste a document into, well, let me do it. So let's try this again. I'm going to upload a file. So I want to share a file. Now it could be in SharePoint, could be in OneDrive. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and find a file here and just quickly share it with this group. I'll do this one, and then we're going to do the deployment, whatever. So within SharePoint or OneDrive, I have settings for this file. And so when I go and share it from OneDrive, you can go in and assign who's got permission and what permission they have. What's great about this is if I post it in there, I don't have to go to OneDrive to mess around with that. I can actually, there's a little drop down here now, click on this, and there's my sharing settings. So if I need to make this a little bit different than what the standard is or what it typically is right now, so most people can view it, but now I might want this one person to be able to allow editing, I can turn that on, just maybe give them review access only and apply it. That's going to apply to the person in this chat, which in this case is test user 30. If I was on a team, it would be a different thing. It would be different setting for that team and stuff. So that's really kind of handy because it doesn't matter where it's stored and what the current permissions are, you can update those permissions right from the chat. You don't have to go into your storage place to do that. I'll be using that a lot. I know that. PowerPoint to a team meeting. This is kind of cool. So we know that I can go in and under the screen sharing piece here, I can indicate that I want to start sharing a document. But if I have PowerPoint open already, I can just go under slideshow. There is a new link here called Present in Teams. And when you click on it, it'll actually load up that slide automatically into your currently running presentation or your currently running meeting. So you don't have to go looking. You can have this over here. You can hit it, and then it'll just load up automatically, as opposed to going through here and then trying to find the file that you want to work on. Just open it up, say, "Yep, this is the one I want," and then off it goes and running. There's some new features coming down the pipe as well. I was playing with them this morning. Some of them the features are fully flushed out. Some of them are part way. So I suspect that right now Microsoft's pushing it out, and it's kind of like 3/4 of the way through. So some of the features aren't there. But we'll be able to use Present Live, which is this different version of presenting on the screen. So it's going to give us a different layout. I'm going to have more control over what you see, so I can actually control, this is the layout that I want you to see, et cetera, et cetera. So that's looks like it's being rolled out right now. So we'll just have to wait and see where that shows up. But there is, oh, there isn't a link there. Okay, I'll put the link in there. Last thing is breakout rooms now has timers. So when I go to set up my breakout room, so I'm going to automatically do this. I'm going to create 3 breakout rooms, and I can do this ahead of time too. And I'm going to create the rooms, but shouldn't be starting it yet. But when it finally gets created, I can go under the three dots here. You can pop in there, and under room settings, they've hidden set time limits. So now I can say, it's only going to be a 10-minute session or whatever else. So I can go in there, set that up. And then when I go back from settings, I'm just going to go ahead and hit start our meeting rooms, and then off it's going to go. So I would start the rooms, and you guys would get all thrown into your different rooms, but I'm not going to do that. So that'll be fun. I'm hoping, sooner than later, we're still going to have that opportunity where I can go from, as a participant, I can move myself from room 2 to 1 or whatever else. I'm hoping that'll be launched, in the next little while, but not yet. So we'll just kind of keep our eye out. Other than that, that's really all I've got for today. There's a couple other things. Hopefully next week I'll be able to share with you, but that's it for now. Any questions, comments? Nope. Okay. I'm going to just turn off the recording then, and then we'll hang around and ask your questions.